Alright, I'm gonna wait a second. I'll wait till at least get 4-5 people in here. My stream and keep disconnecting. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll give it a second. Give it a second, give it a second. Stand by. Alright, so I'll resume. Alright, so with that being said, I wind up talking to my landlord to get my lease broken, because I just didn't have nobody in Houston no more. Broke the lease, and I wind up going through the transfer process of relocating back to Dallas, because my voucher was originally from Dallas. So I started the transfer process, and then so from that point on, I was staying with someone. Some of y'all may be familiar with the roommate situation where I had, rented a room from somebody, and she started acting crazy on me. Really didn't want me there. But it was the same thing as now. Like, when you no longer have a lease and you no longer have an apartment, then this is what's happening with the whole transfer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're sitting around and you're waiting for everything to be complete, so to speak. So when it was all said and done, what I wound up doing was back and forth, up and down. And that was kind of like the birth of my first page, KRACK WING KHRONICALS. That's where that came about. Because I was sitting around waiting for the whole transfer process. When I moved out of my house, I was waiting for the whole transfer process for my voucher to be transferred back from Houston back to Dallas. And it just took them forever. It took them a whole 8 months to get the situation situated. And that was in 2024 when everything transpired. That was in 2024. And then so from that point on, I moved into my place. And after moving into my place, I was just trying to build myself back up, get myself situated. Even though I was looking for a job, I couldn't find no job. So what I started doing was um, back to my food, back to my events. Like, seriously, if you don't have a job, you need to create a own window of opportunity of your own. And that's just what I was doing, create my own opportunity. I wasn't going to sit around and wait, you know. And then by the time January, February, March, whatever came around, I got that food cart, which was last year. And I injured myself. So at that point in time, like, my hand is still inoperable. That's why I'm like, I don't want them to sweep this up underneath the rug. I got to finish the surgery. And that's it. That's the long and short of it, you know. Stayed at my place. Everything that happened with the maintenance man is everything that happened. And now I'm sitting here, I'm waiting for this hearing. So this is not my first time having a hearing with housing. It's really not as bad as my kids are making it seem as if it is. It's really not. Because really, in our reality, it was a lot of contract laws that were violated on their part, far as like evicting me in the middle of having a contract when there was no reason to evict me, if that makes sense. So the new contract started August. They went up for eviction August the 13th. You had already received money for August. There was no reason to evict me. And that's just how that went. So they just trying to figure out, like, okay, what the hell is going on? I got all my papers with me. Every document, every subpoena, everything to show that, hey, I don't owe anything. Like, I got a whole $0 receipt from the management company indicating that, hey, I don't owe anything. So what happened was, I don't know if you've seen the video. Let me find it for you. Let me find it for you real quick. Let me see. Because I'm all about facts. I'm all about facts. I don't have no reason to sugarcoat nothing. Hold on. Let me find this video. This is why I document everything. For the most part, I keep receipts because I hate when somebody come back and lie on me. You know what I'm saying? If you ever spend any time here on YouTube, my short videos will tell a whole story. Where is it at? That was the break-in. Okay, so here. So this video is going to be further down. Let's see if it got a date on it. I have a date on it, but see if I have something in reference to. So it's this video right here. Okay, and as you can look at this and you can tell, like for an example, this one right here, this was around the time that I injured my hand. So we know this was like April. I don't know if I put all this in chronological order, but it was this video right here. See if it got some volume. It may not be. Maybe I might be on Bluetooth. Hold on. I'm on Bluetooth. So I was injured. The same thing with this hand situation. I was injured with my hand, and I heard somebody coming into my house. And so I got up and I went to the door. I did not put a maintenance request in or anything. It may not have no audio, but you can go and you can see. So this is the video of the maintenance guy. And this is where it started. But the little tussle where you see with me tussling with the door, he had pushed the door in on me. So I kind of had the door propped up with my shoulder because I was in a sling like this. And then I had like my foot, you know, kind of holding everything up. So when I get to the door, and my words to him was, why are you attempting to come into my unit? I did not put in a maintenance request. He said, yes, you did. I said, no, I didn't. As I said, no, I didn't, I was closing the door. Like closing the door with my shoulder. Closing the door with my shoulder. He pushed the door in on me. Like pushed the door back in on me this way. So at that time, I called Dallas police. I got so much to do. That's what I'm saying. I have so much to do at this point, as far as phone calls wise. I called Dallas police. They came out and they wrote it up as an assault. When I talked to another officer, that other officer was saying that it should have been written up as like a robbery or a burglary or something to that nature, not as an assault. So they wrote it up as an assault, but after it was all said and done, I had came to the management explaining to them, hey, I want to break my lease. Like, I don't feel safe here no more, so on and so forth. Like, I got everything in the email. Is there anything that can be done? The only thing they told me that they could do was to make sure that he don't come on my floor. Make sure he don't come on my floor. That wasn't good enough. But throughout that time, I had a detective, and the detective was just not working hard enough for my case. I would still be antagonized by the maintenance man, you know, him looking at me crazy because he also lived there. He did not only work there, but he lived there as well. So outside of that incident, I had other incidents as well. When you go on the page, you'll probably see something like Dallas fire. I had like a small little fire in the kitchen. Anytime that I had some issues going on, I would go and I would talk to housing. And from there, housing would require for them to come out to do these repairs. Okay. So from that point on, it was like, okay, I was a problem for them, especially with that whole maintenance man situation, that they did not want to renew the lease. I had went to housing and I had told housing about the situation prior to, but what they did not want to do, they did not want to renew. They did not want to let me out of my lease, considering the fact that I had that small balance on my account. I had the smaller balance on my account for like the amenity fees and the garage fees and stuff like that. And they was like, oh no, well, you need to pay these fees first before we can say that you're in good standing. So the caseworker noticed everything that was going on. She just renewed the contract. She renewed the contract for 2025 all the way up to 2026 of this year. But when she renewed the contract was renewed between housing and the landlord. Really, technically, you don't need a lease when you're on Section 8. Initially, you do. But when it's all said and done, that lease is between you and the landlord. So the contract had already been extended. Then they come back on the 13th. And when they came back on the 13th, they came back with an eviction for possession. And so how it's supposed to go, the protocol is, if I have a lease violation, they supposed to notify the legal department. No. The fees were paid out of my security deposit. So that's what I had to show them at the hearing. Because right now they think that I owe fees. The fees were paid out of my security deposit. But the fees were not even part of the eviction. Because you can't sue for fees. You can only sue for rent. Section 8 paid the rent. So you can't sue for fees. And on top of that, might I add, the management company was in litigation. I want to say for like 24 million or something like that. Let me see. I think it was 24 million. Let me see if I can find it here. 24 million or so, or whatever it was that they were in litigation for, because what they were doing was they were overcharging guests, not they were overcharging tenants fees amount. And that's just kind of like how that went about. So it was like a whole class action lawsuit. So that's something else as well for me to bring back up when I do have my hearing as well. Because when it came down to those fees, my fees most definitely should not have been that high. So that's something else to sue for. So what my eviction looks like. My eviction reads possession only. $0, no money owed. Basically saying they just want me gone. That's it. That's it. That's all. No money is owed to them. I'm at $0. I'm at $0. I don't owe them anything. So housing knew all of this throughout the whole process. They just now coming up behind. But considering the fact that the eviction did happen, it has to go through the legal department before a supervisor or a caseworker can just say, here's your voucher. Because they trying to figure out what's going on. And once that is said and done, I'm going to find an attorney so I can go sue them for pain and suffering. Because really, technically, I'm supposed to be still in my apartment. I ain't have no lease violations. No reason to move at all whatsoever. My rent was current. No reason to move at all whatsoever. I don't care how high them fees got. It don't matter. The lease was paid. The contract was in place between housing and the landlord. They did not notify housing. Housing was still paying them rent throughout the overall process of me being evicted. That's just how bad it was. They was lying throughout the whole entire ordeal. The courts is the courts. So I fought everything I could with the courts, down to every motion, every subpoena. And far as it being around the Christmas time, I just didn't have nobody to be able to stop or slow it. So that's why I filed an appeal to overturn everything. So with that being said, I have to file a briefing. I have to figure out what a briefing is, what a briefing entails, so I can be able to submit it to the Supreme Court. Because everything that transpired throughout my court case, it's like civil. It went through JP, it went through civil, and then it went towards it's on the Supreme Court level now. So I'm just over here. I'm fighting a case without being inside my apartment. And at the end of the day, it's discrimination, it's retaliation, it's a lot of things that just factor into it. So far as my children, on the other hand, the whole duration of the time that I was at my apartment, nobody came to visit me. You say, why am I going to go to court? So, I mean, because it's not over. Just because I don't live there no more, it's still on my record for possession. Like, this is part of the process. I could have stayed inside of my unit if I paid the supersedious bond. I filed a motion to reduce the supersedious bond. Supersedious bond should be based upon contract rent, not tenant portion when it comes down to subsidized. So contract rent was $17.16 between the tenant, between the landlord and the apartment complex. So that's the whole purpose of continuing to go to court. Even though I don't live there no more, I was unlawfully evicted. That's why you continue to go to court to try to fight it to the end. And that's where the lawsuit comes in at. That's where pain and suffering comes in at. That's where discrimination comes in at. That's where everything comes in at. Nobody had the opportunity to look at my case to see that I was a Section 8 voucher holder. Nobody had the opportunity of looking at the contracts that was well versed in federal contract laws when it comes down to HUD. So that's where the Supreme Court comes in, and that's where the legal department with housing, that's where that comes in at. So yeah, that's how it go when it comes down to the court. So they got their possession, but the whole purpose of the Supreme is to overturn it. Just like if you go to court for anything else, if you got a criminal case or whatever the case may be, you know, like for an example, people that's in jail. People that's in jail, somebody may have gotten sentenced, but when it's all said and done, they file petitions, they file appeals. It's the same difference. I filed a petition, I filed the appeal. I'm not in jail, I'm no longer in my unit, but I filed an appeal. I filed a petition to appeal, to overturn the decision that was made in the civil court, based upon these facts, based upon the fact of me being a voucher holder, me being $0 participant, them receiving rent month to month, regardless if I didn't have a lease or not. They continue to receive rent, which also puts you as a month-to-month tenant. So even if you don't have a lease, just as long as if you say, I'm going to take this dollar on behalf of her staying here, you didn't open up a whole new tenancy agreement. So from the month of August to September, September to October, October to November, November, December, January, February, it still went month to month, regardless if they want to talk about a lease or not. Y'all still took the money. And they kept taking the money. And you kept taking the money. And you kept taking the money. So it's kind of fighting, it's like fighting for your rights type situation. So my rights were violated. Yeah. I think I may have something here for visual purposes. To make it make sense. Let's see what I got. So like for an example, turn this around. Got a statement here. Now, $0. Let me see. And then I think I may have one more. All right, here we go. This is a good one. So you'll see effective August 1st, 2025 to August 1st, 2026. This is the voucher contract. Yep, that's the voucher contract right there. They violate the contract. I don't care. When it comes down to me, they violate the contract. When it comes down to the contract, they just violate the contract. So yeah, I'm that person that you just can't walk over. I'm not that. I'm the person where you're not just gonna do whatever it is that you want to do to me and think it's okay. And that's kind of like where the problem comes in at. People want to talk to you any type of way. Oh, she on housing, she don't know no better type stuff. So yeah, that's the long and short of it. Yep, so that's the long and short. So, what do we do from here? We have no car. We have nowhere to go. Um, yeah. I guess we're just going to the bridge at this point. So anybody got any other questions? Please feel free to chat. I'll wait. I'll wait. So yeah, this is just where I'm at right now, trying to charge up all of my devices because they're most definitely going to come and get this car. Try to reach out to my daughter. No response. She don't want to answer, which is fine if she's enjoying her birthday, but this don't make no sense. It really doesn't. Hell, she the main one that needs to answer. Hell, it's fine if Tavian don't want to help.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
No response. No response at all. Yep. It's kind of how it goes at times. Thank you. So, I gotta get this. I gotta take this dress off. Let me see. Figure something out, y'all. Hold on. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten in 2 days. I haven't had nothing to drink. They're going to come get the car. My daughter is not answering the phone. My back is killing me. I've been on this roof for over 24 hours now. Out here with my homeless sign, all my stuff. I got my light. She's not answering the phone. They gonna come get this car at 2 o'clock. The car had already been parked on her garage. The car was already parked on the garage. So yesterday when I got all my stuff, and I left the car. You know what I mean? Like, I left the car, so to speak. So I came back to the car to be able to sleep. Yeah. So I went to sleep last night. My son acted a whole fool today. Very abusive tone towards me. I don't like that. I didn't appreciate it. Talking to me as if like I had to. Like I didn't have an option. I had to find a job by Friday. If I didn't find a job by Friday, then I had to leave his house. You know, when it comes down to me generating money and finding a job and things of that nature, it has never been a problem for me to generate money. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm not lazy. Not lazy. Not a lazy human being. I always try to figure something out even when it ain't nothing to figure out, you know? So it's just the fact that I'm just out here with all this shit. Like, I don't want to get rid of my chair because I'm going to need my chair. Got some glasses. Maybe I can give these away to somebody. Like, I don't know. No, this is my real son. Yeah, in this day and time, you ain't got time to be mentoring nobody else's kids. Hell, these kids got so many issues nowadays. Shit, it'd be enough trying to deal with your own. Hell, he's off the rocker right now. I'm not gonna be disrespected. I'm not gonna be talked to crazy. Where it just boils down to, when it's all said and done, it's this damn girl. It's always the outside influence of this girlfriend, this damn boyfriend. Cousins, I don't know. What do you mean cousin? I'm confused. You got me lost. Cousin. Oh yeah, cousin. Yeah, cousin. Like, seriously, like being disrespectful towards me. Like, yeah, it was a whole big deal. Whole big deal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. bad language. Yep. I had the nurse to tell me that I had to find a job by Friday. What do you mean I had to find a job by Friday? Or I had to go? Hi. What are you saying? Find a job by Friday, as if like my work ethic is off. So basically, in other words, let me paint a picture. This is what it seems like they want from me. They want me to sit down, be in the house, don't go nowhere. Next Friday, sit down, stay in the house, no transportation. I don't need to go nowhere. I just need to stay in the house, get my life together, and find a job. How about you ask me what the hell it is that I'm trying to do with my own damn life? Opposed to you trying to make decisions for what I'm trying to do with my life myself. You need to get your own life together. I appreciate the fact of him being concerned about me. I get that. I appreciate the fact of him trying to figure it out or whatever. It's fine. But it's just the disrespect for me. It's the tone. It's the verbiage. And what he don't understand is my overall concerns with him. He told me that I don't have an option and that my concerns do not matter. My concerns don't matter. And what are my concerns? My concerns are that he has put me out too many times and I didn't do anything. The last time when I needed some help and somewhere to go, I got to his place. And when I got to his place, I found the job, bartending, 2-3 days. Now, after finding that job, here go the girlfriend with her stuff. Oh, well, she watching TV late at night or whatever. Come up with this grand scheme of things of how I had to go. I'm coming in. I'm taking a shower. I'm going to sleep. I'm barely even there. You know what I'm saying? This time around, turn around, do the same thing. Invited me, told me that I could come after realizing that I was sleeping on my daughter's roof. That's the hurtful part of it, is that you knew that I was out here on the roof. So you knew I was out here on this roof with nowhere to go. He didn't talk to the girlfriend. And then by the time I get there, it's a problem with me being there. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole argument. Didn't want me there. I got the text messages. He asked me to leave. I said, don't even worry about it. I'll leave. So, the verbiage of it, exactly. He could have said it better. And this is what I'm saying, like, I'm, him wanting me to work and him wanting me to get a job. I'm okay with all of that. I put it to y'all like this. This is my long and short of it. If I got to his house and I didn't have a vehicle and I wasn't able to generate money, I would have eventually found me a job. Because why? I'm sitting around here waiting for housing. I need stuff. I need something to do when it's all said and done. Finding a job, generate income, that's not the problem. So where the problem comes in is once you put somebody out too many times, what they say, how that saying go? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. How many times are you gonna fool me? You get me? Like, how many times are you going to fool me throughout this overall situation? We now get to the point where even though he put me out, when he put me out the first time, he turned around and said, okay, well, you can come back. After turning around and saying that I could come back, the girl still had an issue with me being there. Like, it still was arguments. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to sit here and let y'all be arguing about me being here. You understand what I'm saying? That's an uncomfortable feeling when you in somebody's house and somebody don't want you there. They're tolerating you. Okay, they're not appreciating you. They're tolerating you. So this is a 1-bedroom that we talking about. Who wants to be trapped in their room and they got somebody sitting in their living room on their couch? Let me get out the way. That's why I went to Austin, to get out the way for a couple of days and come back, give people their space. So once I came back and I texted him day before yesterday and let him know I was coming back, he never did say nothing about me being able to come back there. When I texted him yesterday and said, hey, I'm back in Dallas, is it okay for me to come back there? Like, I wasn't just going to show up with the key. He told me he'll get me a hotel room for 2 days. So you told me you'll get me a hotel for 2 days yesterday. After I'm sitting outside, I'm telling him I need a shower. I need to change my clothes. I don't have no food. I don't have no money. I don't have nothing. Only thing that he can say is, I'll get you a hotel for a couple of days. Come on. PGA, you're a guy, right? Talk to me. Talk to me. Who you telling? At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, like, it's not making sense. Like, if somebody call you and say, hey, I'm back around, or whatever the case may be, and I'm telling you I'm outside, you shouldn't be telling me, you'll get me a hotel room for a couple of days. You should be talking about, like, where you at? I'm coming to get you, or something to that nature. I slept in his car last night. So, like, no, that's not how that go. Like, at the end of the day, I'm your mama. And like I say all the time, it wouldn't be their mothers. So the boyfriend and girlfriend wouldn't do this to their mamas. And I truly believe that my kids wouldn't allow that allow their spouses, people, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the hell, allow their mama to treat them how they treat me. I don't care how my kids may feel about me. For whatever reason of why they feel the way that they do, when it's all said and done, I am still a human and I am still your mother. And if you say that you love somebody, you can't say that you love somebody when this is how you treat somebody. I've been outside in this car on this roof for the last 24 hours. I'm to the point I can't take it no more. I seriously can't take it no more. I am so over it. He did not even once volunteer to come to get me. You get what I'm saying? He's sitting here saying, oh, well, I'll get you a hotel room. Okay. You get me a hotel for what? 2 days? After you get me a hotel for 2 days, then what? So he said in the text message that instead of him getting me a hotel for 2 days, that what he'll do is he decided he want to invite me back to the house. So you went from, let me tell you, let me give you the roller coaster. Facts. We go from last year, I went to stay, this is before I got homeless last year. I went over there to stay at his house, found a job, 3 days. Nobody asked me to work. Nobody said, oh, the requirement is for you to get a job. No, that was never a requirement. I found the job. 4 or 5 days in, boom, I was asked to leave. I had to go back. I had to tell that employer that I no longer could keep the job. Didn't even get my first check. So now that's trauma in my mind, because it's like, how could I receive help from you? So that's the first time. Second time around, I've been sleeping out here on the roof For 2 weeks. Check the videos. For 2 whole weeks, I've been out here sleeping on this roof in this car that my daughter has provided, and had the nerves to give me a freaking bathroom code to be able to use the restroom. So you give me a restroom code, you give me a bathroom code. All the time that I was up here, she never did once say, hey mama, you okay? You good? You thirsty? You hungry? You need to take a shower? Nothing at all whatsoever. I'm up here on the roof and she down there on the 2nd floor just chilling, not a care in the world. It wasn't until I got to my breaking point where I reached out to my son, and my son told me that I could come to his house. I didn't ask. He said I could come. And when he told me that I could come, I came the next day. And after coming the next day, why is he coming up here with this damn dog? How you doing, baby? All right. So after the next day, after I went over there, I was over there for 2 days. He texted me back on that 2nd day and told me that I had to leave because that girlfriend had too much of a baby. Oh, well, yada, yada, yada. Oh, well, if that was your mama out there, then I give your mama the utmost respect. So she got a real problem with me being there. And it's a tight space. It's so tight to the point where it's really too small for 2 people, if you really, to be honest. But if y'all like being close to each other, then it'll work. But you got a balcony where you can go sit on. You got a bedroom to go in. You got a living room with an open floor plan. So where does that leave the 3rd person, which is me? That leaves me to come in, go to sleep, get up, go make my money, come back, go to sleep, rotation. That's what I was doing when it was all said and done. 2nd day, that's when he came back and said, you gotta go. So I said, well, I don't have to leave tomorrow. I can leave today. And after leaving today, after leaving that day, it was a whole big deal with the keys. You know, oh, I need to come get the key. I said, you ain't said nothing about a key all day until I guess she just brought her butt back in here. Now she want to know about the key. Long and short, he come back 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, well, we don't want to see you out there on the streets like that, so on and so forth. It's okay for you to come back. So I wind up coming back. And when I came back, we now get to the point where I came back maybe like 2 days later just to try to make sure, to be sure, because I don't know. Came back after coming back to this roof, sleeping on this roof. I get back over there to his house. That day was fine. Next day, I didn't stay there. Trying to give people their space. You get your off days, give them their space. The next day, which was last Monday, I went back over there. And I said, hey, I'm on the way. I'm coming back from dashing or whatever the case may be. He did not respond at all. I made it over there. I got there, got myself organized. I started cooking. He came in the house. When he came in the house, he acted like he had a problem because I put the cover over the birds and opened up the door so I can get some air to let the heat out. And so the birds don't fly out the window. The look on his face was like, why did you cover the birds up? Keep in mind, this is my child. This is somebody that I birthed. This is somebody that I raised. So I know. All right? He come in the house. He didn't put the cover over the birds. Then close the door. Didn't even want to say, am I done with the door being open? It's like, okay, I'm just closing this door. That girl went in that room, stayed in that room all night, didn't come back out. I had to ask him, hey, are you hungry? For him to come out just to be able to get a plate. After not being able to have a home-cooked meal after 5 months, it was nice enough to cook a meal to share with everybody. It's like, this is how I get treated. He ate. He talked to me briefly. He went back into that room. I go to sleep. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm gone. Let me get out y'all way. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point in time, I feel like I'm in y'all way. So let me go do my dash. Let me do what I need to do, and I'll come back when it's time to go to sleep again. But that particular day, I decided I was going to go to Austin because the orders are better. I didn't have no money. There's no reason that if I'm out here dashing in the city, I should be able to have some money. If I'm coming back and forth, I should have some money. I wouldn't generate no money like that here. So I went to Austin and did what I needed to do to make sure the girl got her money and trying to level up. I had a whole interview here in Dallas on Monday for a job at the Hilton for that $13 an hour. They text me back on that Friday and told me they found another candidate. So it was just like, okay, this is crazy. You know, I started putting applications in down there in Austin. I had more callbacks and more inquiries than I had here. So if it's not working for me somewhere else, I'm not going to force it to work for me here because you feel as if it should be working for me here. That's not how that goes. I communicated with him. I told him I'm out dashing. I'm trying to get this money for Mahogany so I don't have to hear it. I'll probably be back Sunday or Monday. He said, okay. It's been all this back and forth with this other child to the point where she done drug him in it. And now they tag teaming. Lil BB and CC. Ping pong. Back and forth. Oh, well, Tavian this. Oh, this one that, you know, it's a whole back and forth situation. Sidebar conversations. This is what they do sometimes. They team up and then they gang up against me. This is just what they do. This has always been a cycle with them. Especially, it's a whole fool, okay? And it just doesn't make sense when it's all said and done because technically, whatever me and Mahogany had going on with the car had nothing to do with this one over here. This one over here going back and forth trying to protect her when he don't even have nothing to do with it. Your only job was to let me sleep over here. Her only job was to stop complaining about the money and the whole car situation when you already got the bulk of your money. Like, make it make sense. Now he over here, he trying to protect her when he don't even know the whole damn story. So now he coming in, he trying to protect her. Now he getting mad at me because of what it was that she done told him. Now I'm arch enemy number one. Public enemy number one. That's who I am. Public enemy number one. So now we done went from Sunday, Monday going back to his house, arguing with her about returning the car. She done turned around and turned the DoorDash off. I'm talking to him. I done made it back to Dallas. Here we go. Hey, I'm here. I don't have nowhere to go. Mahogany has put me out the car. Here he go. 800. Here he go. 300. Not, okay, do you still have the key? You can still come. He ignored me. He ignored that situation. Day before yesterday, where I called him before I even came back. When I called him yesterday, and I told him, I said, hey, I'm out here with all of my stuff. I ain't got nowhere to go. No response. He's still talking about this damn car. It got to the point where he started talking about Section 8. So now when people start diverting, when it's a diversion, when it's a question with a question after I asked you and told you that I'm out here with nowhere to go, it's like, oh, well, what's going on with Section 8? He was asking me about Section 8 before I even left. So that was, when he was asking about Section 8 before I left, that was my indication that morning to get up and make a move and try to do something different. You don't end the night off by asking me what's going on with Section 8. And that wasn't an out of concern situation. It was like asking me what's going on with Section 8. Like, well, today is XYZ. Where's your voucher? Aren't you supposed to get your voucher soon? Which I was supposed to get the voucher. But it had to go through a supervisor and other channels before I received it. The lady did as much as she could. And they told her no. So, with all of that being said, we now get to the point of yesterday. Come back after that whole conversation. Only thing he could tell me is he'll give me a hotel for 2 days. He'll give me a hotel for 2 days. I'm sitting here telling you I'm hungry. I'm stuck. Not, hey, mama, I'll come get you or anything. Nothing. I'm just here. Period. So when he said he'll give me a hotel for 2 days, he has told me before that he will give me a hotel for 2 days. before. So it's like it's the same cycle with you. And this is just letting me know that every time I talk to you it's something different, because it seems like that information has been updated. Just like you said, PGA, it's the girl. What else could it be? I mean, make it make sense. It can't be nothing else. Because really, in our reality, what man, okay, what guy, what male figure, for real, will want their mama on the street? I don't think this is a case where he don't want to help. I think this is a case where his hands are tied and he's confused and he don't know which way to go. So, if I know my child like I know my child, oh no, he gonna pay for this one. Now that one there, that other one over there, that's the story for another day. Because he's the more logic one out the situation. He sees the bigger picture, like the cause and effect of things. Her, on the other hand, she don't care. She's educated. She don't care. She out here. She living her best life. It's one track. Yes, no, it is or it isn't. That's it with her. Almost ain't no in between. And if you catch her on a good day, you know, she'll actually sit down and think some things out. But right now, at this point in time, it's a fool. It's a whole damn fool. So go through all of that. Too many questions being asked. So if you asking somebody too many questions, and if somebody asking you too many questions, then therefore that means that's a no. And at the age that I am, I know what a no is. I know what a no means. You know what I'm saying? Then now you demanding me to get a job by Friday? Child. In all the years that he's been here on this earth, he know how I generate money. He knows that I'm a hustler. He knows that I sell food and do things to that nature. He knows all of that. Okay, creating a stable place for me to be and stuff like that. I get it. I understand. Wanted me to go and find a job. I get it. I understand. But now at the end of the day, you got that girl in his ear. Because quite naturally, if I don't have a car, then... if I don't have a car and if I don't have a job, then what does that mean? That means that I'm in the house every day. And who wants somebody just sitting around the house every day? Girl, you didn't even pay for the couch that you sitting on. You get what I'm saying? All the furniture it is, I gave him. When I moved out of my house, and I said, here, I had to break three houses worth of furniture down. I said, here, you take this. You have something for yourself. So what have she provided? For real. Like what is she bringing to the table besides being a headache? So this child told me to find a shelter and he'll get me there. That's what he told me. Find a shelter, he'll get me there. He told me that I am crazy. He told me that I am sick. He told me the only thing that I needed to do was just go to his house and listen to him being so irate toward me. He told me that I needed to put a job application in today. Not tomorrow. I need to put an application in at the post office today. Seriously. So, he just sent me messages talking about a narcissist. And to find a shelter. And he'll get me there.
They typically love
love to be around people because it feeds their narcissism. Typically, narcissists are lower in agreeableness because they believe in themselves so much. They're like, I don't need people to agree with me. I'm totally great by myself. Typically, they're lower in neuroticism because they don't worry. So luckily, whatever their answer is, you don't have to be too worried, but you do want to have a conversation that goes like this. When has that served you and when has that not served you? The most important thing about personality is first, analyzing yourself, knowing where you fall. Second is analyzing someone else. How do they fit with you? And the last step is, do you optimize or compromise? A narcissist will not compromise with you. When they talk about how they're neurotic, they never had a problem with it. Oh, their agreeableness, it's always been great. Oh, their extroversion, they're perfect. Their conscientiousness, they do everything right. They've never made a mistake. Their openness, their way is the better way. A narcissist typically believes their personality traits are perfect. That should be a red flag. Narcissists tend to be higher.
That's crazy. I disagree. I'm not a narcissist. He said, get help. These all describe you and it's tiring. He said that I'm a narcissist. I'm just trying to figure out, what did I do? I get so tired of people flipping it. Reverse psychology. You know what I mean? I stay out the way. Now you want to get me to a shelter. Crazy. The shit is fucking crazy. I'm over it. I don't have time. So that's where we are, y'all. That's just where we are. And I got another kid I got a kid that's telling me I'm a narcissist. Telling me to go find a shelter. He'll get me there. Got one that don't want to answer the phone.
Your call has been
But as soon as she come back, it's going to be a whole big thing about this damn car.
Call has been forwarded.
So, yeah, nobody's answering the phone. I'm just glad it's not, I mean, it is a major emergency, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, they gonna come back and they're going to tow this car. Can't really tow a car if somebody is in the car. Oh, God. So here's another thing. If y'all ain't got no funds, if y'all don't have no funds, Cash App, GoFundMe, whatever the case may be. I am a Diamond member with Hilton Honors. I'm also Marriott Bonvoy. So if you want to transfer points, send me some points for a hotel room, send me a gift card, whatever the case may be, then it's fine. I just know at this point in time, I gotta find a shower. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Fucking crazy. None of this makes sense. It don't. And it's just sad. Thank you. Yep. I'm trying to figure something out right now. Like, I'm so good. Because I know it's hard for me to go to sleep at night knowing if my kids are okay. Like, where's your conscience? Where is your conscience? All right, so... Oh... All right, so I'm thinking, I don't even know, it's 8:32 now. I'm seriously sitting out here. I don't have nowhere to go. I haven't eaten in over 24 hours. I've been stuck in one spot for the last over 24 hours. Here it is. I have not been able to generate no money since Monday, being without DoorDash. I have nothing. I am out here with this dress on. This dress needs to come off. I need to change my clothes. I need a whole set of clothes. Like, you sent me $24 earlier today. That's gone. I don't have nothing, and I don't have nowhere to go at all whatsoever today. I haven't even had any water since earlier. Okay, where we at now? All right. I gotta shake and move. It's getting dark out here. I have to do something. Like, ain't no gas in this car. Or anything. I seriously got too many bags. I got too much stuff. So as for right now, I'm just trying to consolidate. All right, baby. Yeah, and if I go get a job, hell, he talking about Amazon. Like, I don't know. I need to figure this out right now. Okay, got my sign. At least I got a sign. I really need my stand. Like, baby, I had this for my whole small business. Do you understand me? Like, I needed this. You know how much these things cost? For real? These things are like $100+. This is what I'm talking about. Getting rid of good stuff. At the end of the day, I don't want nobody to say I destroyed anything or didn't clean nothing up. Whole trash right here. All right, so old school trick is to turn the parking brake on. Parking brake is on. With that being said, sometimes in some situations with certain cars, it might be hard to tow a car when the parking brake is on. So you got the parking brake on. I think I got everything. Sorry, got nothing underneath the seat. It's all clear. Parking brake on. Parking brake still on. It's dark as hell up here. Come on now. I got too many bags. Ooh. Oh shit, I forgot what I did with the key. So I do have a Cash App. I am homeless. I don't care how good it look. It ain't finna be pretty in a minute. The hell? It is not gonna be pretty in a minute, baby. One thing for sure, two things for certain. If anybody really know me, you know I ain't gonna be down for too long. Trust me and believe me. I've been in the game too long. Yep. I just know I got 3 bags. A light. 3 bags. A light. And a chair. All right. Here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Y'all say bye. It's been a good 30 days, baby. You kept me safe. Hell, all this time I've been sitting on the roof. Hell, I should have been trying to find them a damn stepdaddy. Where's the damn elevator? Oh, Lord, I'm not going a long way. Whew. I think I'm going a long way. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Child, it's the one elevator. Other elevator being broken for me. Whew. Jesus, fix it. say it's hot, it's hot.